strikeouts. He gone. He gone. A cornucopia of strikeouts from Chris Sale. 15 of them.
We are coming to you from Safeco Field in the great Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball as Chris Sale, Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, and Lloyd McClendon, Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set. As you know, we won the finale last night in the Big A in Anaheim by a score of 8-2, so we broke that streak. But the top story tonight is the pitching matchup.
This is just a great matchup between two pitchers who always have a chance to win Cy Young Awards. One of them has, the other hasn't. But with Chris Sale going to the mound last time against the Cubs, he really saved his best for a big game. 15 strikeouts. He got everything over the plate. He was just absolutely dominating. Gave up just the one hit, and it was one of those days where he was enchanted. Last time out, Felix Hernandez was absolutely awful. He gave up 10 runs on 12 hits. He did it in 2 1/3 innings. It was a career high. And when you look at what happened, he got everything up. That was a big problem as the Red Sox hit 3 home runs. And you don't see that too often from Felix, who has 14 wins. So you match him up head-to-head. 208 strikeouts this year for Chris Sale. Career against the Mariners been very good in 4 starts. He's 3-0. The 14 wins tied for the American League lead for Felix Hernandez. Career against our Sox, 4-5. But take a look at what he's done at Safeco. He's 3-0 with an ERA of 2.62. So we'll have to see how it plays out tonight. But usually Chris Sale saves his best for the big moments. This is a big moment.
Well, they're both elite pitchers. There's no doubt about that. But they also have, Mariners especially, a couple of elite hitters.
They've got some guys that can really bang the baseball going head-to-head. And we'll take a look at Nelson Cruz, who was acquired as a free agent. A lot of people said, well, he would never get the 35 home runs in this ballpark. Well, guess what? He's got 36 already. He's hitting .320, and this ballpark, which is a big park, is not big enough to hold him when he gets it all, and he can take it out to all 3 fields. Jose Abreu had a pretty good series against the Angels. 22 home runs. He's driven in 73. He had 3 runs batted in last night. One of them took an overruled double on a review, and that one's coming up. We'll take a look at it. Nick Trupiano on the mound. He had a problem last night. This originally called a foul ball, but then, no, it was a fair ball indeed. It was a double that scored 2 runs, giving him 3 driven in. And you would have to say that Jose is saving his best for the time where the Sox need him most, which is right now, as they try to salvage this year.
Well, both teams are trying. 2 disappointing seasons for the Seattle team and our team. There's no question about it. But White Sox baseball coming your way, so sit back, relax, and strap it down.
by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. The annual clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington. It's a gorgeous night for baseball. Let's take a look at how Robin is going to line up our Sox for the game tonight against Felix Hernandez. Adam Eaton leading it off, then it's Tyler Saladino in the 2 spot. Jose Abreu with 47 runs batted in on the road this year. That leads the league. Then it's Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia, Adam LaRoche, Alexei Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers hitting 9th and catching. The defense and how they'll line up behind King Felix. Left to right, Franklin Gutierrez, Austin Jackson, and Nelson Cruz in the outfield. With Kyle Seager, Ketel Marte, Robinson Cano, and Jesus Montero in the infield. Jesus Sucre behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Felix Hernandez. On for his 25th start, he's 14-7, ERA 3.65, swollen because of that 10 earned run performance against Boston last time out. But this man is awfully good. The umpires for the game tonight. Quinn Wolcott behind the plate, the crew chief. Gary Cedarstrom's at first, Jim Wolf is at second, and Lance Barksdale is at third. So they're throwing the ball around the infield, which means we're ready to play baseball. And I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. First of 3 against these Mariners. And what a pitching matchup we have for you this evening. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As here's Adam Eaton. And the first pitch of the ball game from the 29-year-old right-hander is fouled. Souvenir left side. Adam comes in at 264. 10 homers, 32 knocked in. And he has faced Felix 4 times and he has 1 hit.
Felix has a fastball that will go anywhere from probably 91 to 94. He's got a wonderful straight change that's 85 to 88. And his curveball is better than his slider, although the slider's not bad. But basically fastball, straight change. And that put one in the Cy Young Award in 2010. Only 2 Mariners to win it. Randy Johnson, Felix Hernandez.
There they shot base hit. So a good way to start. Especially, you got to try to get in Felix's head after that last outing. And the way to do that is get a couple of guys right off the bat and put some pressure on him. As you see that breaking ball just hammered.
Yeah, that curveball did not break, and he took it right by Cano.
So here's Saladino. Sox come in hitting it 249 as a team with a 3.97 ERA. Takes the bunt. Kyle Seager coming in from third. And here at Safeco, 331 down the left field line, 326 down the right field line, 380 in right center, 376 in left center, and 401 dead away center. They have moved these fences in. Got a good piece of Sucre right there.
There's a very good chance that Jesus Sucre might be the best throwing catcher in baseball. He doesn't hit very much, but if he's called on the throw, you're going to see a spectacular arm.
Well, they've got a new hitting coach here, and his name is Edgar Martinez. And since he has joined the club, they are averaging a little over 1 more run per game.
He was one of the smartest hitters, not only one of the best hitters you've ever seen.
You better believe it. And he is not teaching mechanics, he is teaching approach. Changing the way these guys think. That's quite an accomplishment.
Well, when you consider
adding 1 run more to their total per game.
When you consider the last time out, that series against Boston, in Boston, 3-game series, 2 teams, 98 runs. It hadn't been done since 1900. 98 runs in a 3-game series.
That's crazy. That really is crazy. Long set. Now too much time for Tyler. Played on some pretty good offensive teams in Boston. We didn't even come close to that in the 3-game series with anybody. Outfield for the most part straight up. That pitch inside, so it count 2-2.
Now the umps in the stands wanted that one, but that was way in off the plate. And there is the King Felix section.
There's the equivalent of our K section. They have their K cards. That's the yank foul. These two teams met 7 times last season in Seattle. For the first time in a while, won the season series 4-3. Adam 12 for 16 in stolen bases. There he goes. Pick it up, he did. Austin Jackson.
Adam got a very good jump that time, and unfortunately, the ball was skied to center field, but Adam picked it up right away, never got close to the bag, and had to retreat. Jackson can really go get him alley to alley in this very spacious ballpark.
Well, these two teams this year probably, and certainly in the American League, the two most disappointing teams. And probably in the National League, it'd be San Diego. But high expectations for both Seattle and our Sox coming out of spring training. There were a lot of people pick the Mariners to win the West.
The Mariners really stocked up their baseball team. I mean, just bringing in Nelson Cruz certainly
was huge.
Was going to aid them, and then you had Robinson Cano, who has been hitting in very tough luck for him. Apparently hitting a lot of line drives, but not having a lot to show for it.
There he goes. Safe. So that is number 13.
He just got another great jump, and Hernandez is very slow to the plate. He does have a high leg kick. This is a hanging breaking ball. Adam able to beat the play and got in just ahead of the tag.
That's close enough where it looks like they want to review. But getting back to the disappointment, when you have expectations, a lot of guys pick Seattle to win the West. A lot of people pick the White Sox to win the Central.
We'll slow it down for you. You look at that left hand, and actually on that angle he was out.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have been all that close, but Sucre really got it down there in a hurry. It looked like he tagged him on the posterior before the left hand got in.
Whoa, I tell you, that's really close. Those fingertips. That was really close.
Well, we'll have to fall back on the definitive. The definitive.
The best
evidence.
interest of the review.
Yes.
Of the replay.
We'll see how that one works out.
Best interest of baseball and definitive, conclusive evidence.
Yep.
I like it when the opposing pitcher just on a long review like this just stands there.
That one I can't understand.
By the one they're showing on the board, he's safe. But you got to remember also, MLB has 2 cameras, and they're going to call him out. So MLB has 2 cameras with angles that we don't have.
Take a look at the hand and the tag on the butt before the hand gets in.
I'm telling Joe McEwing, how about that angle they showed on the big board out there? I had my fingers on the bag. Meanwhile, 2 out, and Abreu pops it up right side. Sucre is there, and that'll retire the side. So we have a hit. No errors, nobody left after having a play. It's our guys, nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
And let's take a look at how Lloyd McClendon's going to line up his Mariners for the game tonight. Ketel Marte leading it off, and it's Seager and Cruz at the top with Cano, Gutierrez, and Trumbo in the middle. Jackson, Montero, and Sucre rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Chris Sale left to right. Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and Abisail Garcia in the infield. Saladino, Ramirez, Sanchez, and LaRoche. Tyler Flowers behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Chris Sale, on for the 24th start, looking for his 12th win of the year.
So here's Ketel Marte, 21-year-old shortstop. He's a switch hitter, and he takes first pitch strike. Pitch at just 93. And that one at 94. Marte hitting at 283. Limited action. He was a 285 minor league hitter.
Mariners love his athleticism at shortstop, although he doesn't have an overpowering arm. He's got very good range.
Ball in the right field. Dropped by Avi. Got a glove on it and dropped it.
It certainly should be E9. We'll have to wait and see what the official scorer says. Avi was drifting back on it and then put the glove up and missed it. Well, they are giving him a double. So apparently Christmas comes early in Seattle.
So here's Kyle Seager. This guy is a good player. Good hitter, good third baseman. Takes first pitch strike.
has not been the kind of year that Seager thought it was going to be. Last year, 25 home runs, 96 driven in.
Well, earlier they were struggling offensively, and everything is contagious. You get caught up in it. And that's what happened. I was talking with some Seattle people, and that's what happened. They weren't scoring. He was trying to do a little too much. What happens? You expand your strike zone a little bit, trying to carry the ball club, and it just doesn't work out. But last year, he had 25 homers and drove in 96.
Well, with a .268 batting average, the season ended. Lloyd McClendon said that he felt that there was at least another 20 points to go as far as the upside for Seager. Could very well be.
The one guy who is the exception to that contagious rule has been Nelson Cruz, the man on deck. Just got a piece of that one. I know our fans have seen it this year. Unfortunately, too much. It's over into the Mariner dugout. He gone.
He throws him a slider that just keeps on drifting. And Seager cannot check up his swing. So the appeal to Lance Barksdale, and he said, "You went too far, son." And you see the Menards pitch tracks where it wound up.
Now this guy stepping into the box right now is one of the best mistake hitters in the game. You make a mistake on this guy, and very seldom does he pop it up or ground it out. Back door. He's hitting at .320, 36 homers, 75 knocked in. Last year with Baltimore at .271, 40 homers, and drove in 108. Time is called.
And for a slugger, and Cruz is just that, it's very impressive to reach base 30 straight times. But he's been able to do it.
I mean games.
Games. Not times, no. That would be really good.
As they say, if that's the case, we got a scoop. That's at 96.
Against Chris, Nelson Cruz has been awfully good.
Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that Baltimore wish they'd have kept him.
I think it's a little surprising. I know talking with Buck Showalter, he was a little surprised that they didn't try to keep either Andrew Miller or Nelson Cruz. Either one would have really tipped the scales.
They go. You put 36 homers and 75 RBIs in that Baltimore lineup, which would be more because of the ballpark. Yeah, it's a different outlook at that American League East.
Baltimore is right there anyway with what they have. But they lost the ball game this evening to Minnesota, 4-3. That game was played in Baltimore.
So here is a wonderful player and a fun guy to watch. Robinson Cano. Hitting at .272, 13 homers, 54 knocked in. Last year he had 314, 14 homers, and drove in 82. He makes everything just look easy.
Last 26 games, it's been very easy. Hitting .336 with 5 home runs, 6 doubles, 20 driven in. And still in all, I talked with Rich Donnelly, longtime coach, and he said that he's counted 40 line drives that have gone at people off the bat of Cano.
Come on, Robbie!
Well, he did not go. We've had our version of that in Melky Cabrera.
That's exactly what I told him. I said, before Melky really started to heat it up, we could see over a month period how many times he hit the ball right on the nose, squared up everything, only to find a defender right there where he hit it. He said that's been the story of Cano recently, although you saw that batting average looks pretty good.
Good pick by Tyler.
They gave Cano a great deal of money, thinking that they could build around him here in Seattle. I think the price tag originally was $240 million to come over from the New York Yankees.
Well, the general manager, Jack Zarinsky, in essence, did his job. They went out, they picked up Cruz. And as I said, coming out of spring training, this ball club was as highly thought of as anybody in the West.
Well, last year, one of the strengths of the team was the bullpen. And they used 7 pitchers in that bullpen all year long. That was it. Number 1 bullpen around. 7 guys, same guys here.
Best
this
bullpen
year,
in the American League.
4 of the 7 are in the minor leagues.
Yeah, best bullpen in the American League.
So that's the real strange part of Penn's, is that all of a sudden the same guys who get everybody out one year come back the next year, maybe no injuries, who knows how it works out, but they can't get anybody out.
Well, we've talked about it many times over the last years. I don't care how good your pitching is. I don't care how good your hitting is. If you don't have a good bullpen, you lose.
That's one of the reasons why Seattle this year has not been the team that everybody thought they could be and still might be. But that pen now has gotten somewhat better, but it's been a trouble spot all year long.
And that last fastball was 99 to Cano. Slider. He goes, so he strikes out the side after 1 no score. Right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, Mike Leary, and the crew. Well, they went with Carlos Sanchez. Steve's going with Melky and Mike Mazin, his crew. Kenny Wiz, Tom Eichstadt, Pete Canizo, Laura Arenas, Mary Weiss, Nick Bristow, Charles Johnson. Also Mike Spadali and his crew. We're going to go with Tyler Flowers. So here is a curveball strike from Felix. Well, 275, 8 homers, 59 driven in. That ball hit hard. But they got Austin Jackson out there. As Steve mentioned, last inning. He's good.
Well, you remember him certainly from the Detroit Tigers. You also remember we were playing them, and they called him off the field, and he was being sent to Seattle.
Yeah.
And if you're ever going to get a burner in center field, this would be the center field for him to patrol, because alley to alley, even with the fences in, this is as much room as any place in the league.
With the exception of Detroit.
Well, that's big.
Yeah.
That's 420 to straightaway center field.
Well, getting back to their general manager, Zermensick, he did his thing. Putting players around Robinson Cano, mainly. Nelson Cruz. They have Seager, who's good. They picked up Trumbo from the D-backs. And again, coming out. It's the same thing as San Diego did. Look at the expectations they had coming out of spring training.
A.J. Preller, their general manager, reworked the whole team and thought he had enough offense and enough pitching to not only contend, but a lot of people thought to win it.
And that ball club got their manager fired early. As there's the base hit. But I talked with A.J. in spring training, and I went over to him, a young fella. I said, A.J., Frank Robinson happened to be sitting there, Hall of Famer. I said, A.J., I said, you've done your job, buddy. You put a heck of a talented team out there. And he looked at me and he says, yeah, if they'll play. And I thought that was a very, very poignant remark by a young novice general manager. They didn't play.
No, you can put them in a position, you can rework your baseball team, but they find themselves at 59 and 62 coming into action tonight. 8.5 games in back of the Dodgers.
Well, it's the old horse thing. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can put players out there. Look at Rick Hahn. Look what he's done. He put players out here, and Kenny put the players out there. The talent was out there. They just didn't play.
Meanwhile, news out of Houston. The Dodgers are being no-hit through 8 innings.
By a guy they just picked up.
Fires from Milwaukee. No hitter through 8.
Do not check it out. 2-1 to count.
Houston leads that game 3-0.
Off the plate. Adam with a catbird seat, 3-1. Adam with a long home run last night. He had a couple of hits in that game. It was a 2-run shot in the 8th inning. And that ball hit hard. But it's a long way out there.
The ballpark pass is back. For $79, you secure a seat at U.S. Cellular Field for 22 White Sox games in August, September, and October. For more information or to purchase, visit whitesox.com/ballparkpass.
So here's Alexei. And we had an interesting trip. It was a long game. Couldn't go out of John Wayne. We arrived here about 4 o'clock in the morning. Most guys got to bed at the earliest about 4:30. Yeah. 0-1 to count.
Usually that doesn't affect anything for tonight's game. Where you'll see some effect is tomorrow night's game.
Exactly. The day after. I used to, when I retired and went into golf, playing some golf, I used to fly to Europe quite a bit. And Trevino was the guy who told me, you should look at Rick Hine, a couple of his, told me how to get over that jet lag. He said, don't fly over there and then go to bed, try to catch up. He said, stay up.
Usually for 4 or 5 days. You stay up for 4 or 5 days, you're feeling pretty good. You don't have jet lag. You don't really know what you have, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's if you drink enough, you won't feel anything. But he was right. If you stay up, then go back the following day, it might get you 2 days later a little bit, but not the next day. Softly hit. Ketel Marte, and that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Talk, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at CSN White Sox. Here's Franklin Gutierrez. Boy, what a story this guy, his career has been.
He's just a great outfielder, and really the only thing that's been able to ever keep him down was he couldn't stay healthy and he couldn't stay well. He had a lot of sickness in his career.
Yeah. Tremendous talent, tremendous all-around talent that just couldn't play enough.
Having a nice year this year, although it's been in fairly limited action.
Oh yeah. Change up. A little bit low.
Outfield straight away, the infield playing him as a dead pull hitter. And Sanchez is playing him up the middle at second base.
LaRoche way off the line at first. That's high. He just missed it.
Sox fans, join us on Saturday, August 29th at 6:10 as our White Sox take on the Mariners. Also, first 20,000 fans will receive a Jermaine Dye World Series moment bobblehead presented by Pepsi. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Trumbo hitting at 240, 6 homers, 20 knocked in. He's had some good luck against Chris. Faced him 8 times, has 4 hits.
Talked with Mark before the game, and he was traded over from the Diamondbacks. I asked him what it was like. He said early it was pretty tough. He said this is not the easiest ballpark to hit in, but lately he's starting to make a whole lot better contact.
And Change up. And the count 0-2.
Mike Fiers has completed that no-hitter as Houston shuts out Los Angeles 3-0 in Houston.
Trumbo was the first Angel rookie in their history to lead that club in home runs and RBIs. LaRoche is there. 2 out.
Good straight change, and he had Trumbo well out in front of it.
So here's Austin Jackson. Takes first pitch strike. Sitting at 257. 7 homers, 33 knocked in.
Going right over into the dugout. And a good catch in the dugout. Well, it's nice to see one Sox fan in the Hernandez area.
Two out, 0-2 the count. There you go. 4th strikeout for Sale.
Yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Carlos Sanchez, Tyler Flowers, and back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Sanchez at 237, 3 homers, 19. Knocked in. What a second base he has played.
He's also starting to look more and more comfortable swinging the bat, especially from the left side.
He is. He's getting much. He's going to get better and better and better. He's a good player.
All you can ask of your second baseman, obviously, except pick up ground balls and all of that, but stay in and get the throw off. Every time you have an opportunity, stay in, get the throw off, And Carlos Sanchez will do that. It doesn't matter who's coming down the line.
Well, Mike Trout was coming last night. And there's a nice Ketel Marte timing leap. 1 out.
This looked like a base hit, but at the last instant, Marte goes up and takes it away.
Rick Rez, one of their fine broadcasters, was talking about Marte and just how much talent he has at that position.
And you were talking to him about the proliferation of great shortstops coming into the game, seemingly all of a sudden.
It's getting to be a position that's just absolutely exciting. We're seeing plays made that you haven't seen. These guys just keep getting more creative defensively. The best shortstop I ever played against was Louis Aparicio. And he was very creative in his time zone. It's off the end of the bat. 2 down. I'd like to have a dozen golf balls for every base hit that Louis took away from me in my career. But these guys, that they can do it. Here's Adam. Adam singled. Then tried to steal second. It appeared that he made it. He was called safe. Then the review overruled it. Nice catch. Carom by a guy in the mezzanine.
Interesting aspect of Felix Hernandez's career, he's never won 20 games. But in 2009, he was 19-5. And the oddity there is 19-5, 2.49 ERA, through 230 innings, and didn't win the Cy Young Award. The next year, 2010, he was 13-12. With a league leading 2.27 ERA, and that's when he did win the Cy Young Award. Jamie Moyer with 145 wins, which Felix Hernandez will surpass. He's got 139. Then it's Randy Johnson and Freddie Garcia, along with Mark Langston on the board. Freddie was a good pitcher for a long time, and they had some great moments with our Sox.
Well, with all the accolades and conversation and publicity about Felix Hernandez, he's only 40 games over 500, but you look at the clubs he played with, that 40 games over 500 is outstanding.
Played with a whole lot of teams that didn't score many runs in a ballpark that was not offensive, Mike.
Full count to Adam. It's a fair ball. And they get him. So that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the third, still no score.
May 18th. He went head-to-head with Corey Kluber. He was brilliant, 8 innings, 4 hits, and an earned run. Then Mark Burley, a complete game, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and he won that ball game. And then, unfortunately, against Chris Archer, did not have much luck. He lasted into the 6th, 7 earned runs, and Chris Archer won that one 11-3.
So here's Jesus Montero. There are his numbers, 254, 2 and 9.
When Montero came over from the Yankees, he was one of their, if not the best prospect they had. And he was a catcher, and that didn't work out for him. But in playing him at first base and giving him an opportunity to just swing the bat, he's actually done a whole lot better.
Here you go.
A good solid slider that just keeps on moving. That's the one that's hit 4 different guys who have swung the bat on strike 3 only to get hit with the ball, including last time out we saw Chris Denorfie of the Cubs get hit solidly on a slider that he swung at.
Ball 1 to Jesus Sucre. Cage batting practice when they were hitting. I was watching as much as I was watching the hitters. I was watching Edgar Martinez and his demeanor. Demeanor is so important for a hitting coach. We had one of the best that ever lived here in Charlie Lau, as they see the great DH Edgar. Charlie was a guy who wouldn't say anything to you. He wouldn't come to you. He wouldn't offer any advice. You had to come to him. That was his demeanor. And once you did, you would listen. Some hitting coaches, they go to the hitters, and there he walks Sucre. So with 1 out, that broke a streak of 7 in a row, retired. But some hitting coaches will go to the hitters and they will talk and talk and talk and talk, and pretty soon it goes in one ear and out the other. So here is Marte.
He almost hit Sucre, and this time just missed Marte.
Marte hit a line drive in the right field that should have been caught. He had it, his glove on it, dropped it, and they gave him a double. That is the only hit they have so far. But that can be overruled, not by the guy here, but by the people in New York when they send it in. Then it should be overruled. That pitch at 99.
That one just missed, a sweeping slider that came in just off the plate.
So a full count. And he goes to Avi again. 2 down.
Chris so far with 5 strikeouts, and he's had at least 6 strikeouts in his last 19 games. So that's the longest continuing streak in the major leagues of 6 strikeouts or more.
And here's Seager. Struck out. Check swing on a slider. Carlos has got him. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 4th, still scoreless.
Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. Purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
We have finished 3 innings. No score. So here in the 4th, it'll be Saladino, Abreu, and Cabrera. Paints the outside corner. Yoenis Cespedes. 10-minute game. The Mets. They lead 11-8 over Colorado, top of the 7th. He is 4 for 4 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs.
The Mets needed a big bat, and they got one of those.
And did have part of the plate. So 2-2. Left field. It's going to fall for a base hit. So good speed aboard. More importantly, the leadoff hit. Here's Abreu. Fouled out to Sucre, the catcher.
In the last 28, Jose is hitting .324. More importantly, 8 home runs, 8 doubles, driven in 26, scored 20. So 28 games, he's accounted for 46 runs. So driving them in and scoring.
One and two.
Very happy fan with a souvenir.
Austin Jackson straight up for Abreu in center. Small gap out there in left side.
Going to be a straight change. Let's see if Jose can put it in play.
He does. And that's going to get Tyler home. Tyler's on the move. And it appeared he read it perfectly. Although it came close, did Austin Jackson, to making that catch. Meanwhile, 1-0 good guys.
Tyler's running, and the straight change down. Jose takes and slices away from Jackson. Now, he makes a big effort at getting this one, but it just eludes him, goes all the way to the wall. And the first 2 hitters here in the fourth, and it's a 1-0 game.
And Tyler Saladino is one of the few guys on our club is there as a bunt by Melky. So that will get the job done as Abreu moves into third. But Tyler is one of the few guys on our club that will check his outfielders on a consistent basis. So here's Avi. Avi had a single back through the middle.
That was a big effort by Jackson, only to come up short.
He gives you a big effort out there.
Infield in at all 4 positions.
That's not going to be playable. To the count. Come on, Avi. You need that run. Fastball at 97.
That fastball was right down the middle, and I don't think that Felix wanted to throw it there, but Avi fouled it straight back. And as you can see, he had a nice series against the Angels.
Sucre wanted that pitch a lot higher than that. And that's low.
You got to have a lot of confidence in your catcher to throw a couple of pitches in the dirt with 2 strikes. This is a changeup, Sucre able to go down and make sure it doesn't get by. And unfortunately, in a situation that cried out for contact, there was none.
Well, it's almost like you can feel the tension our guys are under when they go to the plate with a man on third and less than 2 outs. It's amazing. Here's Adam. He went out deep to center field. There's an approach that you have to take. That he's the one in trouble. He is, not me. It's been unbelievable. Sucre with a pick. And a count 2-0. Alexei on deck. This might be a pitch around. Felix, one of the smarter pitchers in baseball.
Adam hit the ball very well last time in the second inning, and then he got Alexei to ground out softly to shortstop. 3-0, threw him a straight change, figuring if I walk him, I walk him, but he's not going to get a hittable fastball.
Real bad pitch. So a full count. Ball 4.
It's a power changeup, anywhere from 88 to 90 miles an hour on a straight change.
On the inside corner. So we leave a man out there again. But we score one, we lead at 1-0. The Chicago Fire hosts the Colorado Rapids. This live coverage begins at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
The 1-run lead, and Chris Sale will go through the middle of the Mariner order. And Sox fans in attendance once again. There were a lot in Anaheim, and they followed us to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. What a good-looking city this is.
First pitch strike to Cruz. Struck out, swinging his first trip. And the count on that changeup. 0-2.
over in the Mariners dugout. Cruz been playing professional baseball for a long time. Started in 1998 in the Mets organization. Surfaced in the major leagues with Milwaukee in 2005.
Talking with Nelson before the game, said he feels absolutely terrific, except for the position of the team. He's really a nice person. He gone. That pitch at 89. 6 strikeouts now for Chris.
On to pitch tracks. We'll show you this one is way outside and away. So Chris's streak of 6 strikeouts at least has gone now to 20 straight games.
And here's Cano. He struck out, called out on a sweeping slider. Well, that's Nelson's MO for the most part. He'll go to the plate. He might go up there first 2 times, first 3 times, look terrible. All of a sudden you get like he did in Baltimore. Bases loaded. They were down 4-0. We were up 4-0. And he gets a mistake and ties it up, and they win it 5-4. Grand slam.
Gutierrez had one of the better swings at Chris last time up. Towering fly ball to the left, but appeared to be right on it.
He was.
He was. Mariners who was.
He had it barreled up. He just missed it. 32nd in the minute, and that thing might be in the upper tank out there. Perfectly. 1-2-3, a quick 1-2-3, and we're into the 5th, leading 1-0.
Ticket for your chance to win a trip to New York to see the White Sox battle the Yankees. You also get to throw out a first pitch at a White Sox game, and you get great offers from Famous Dave's along with discount White Sox tickets. Head to your local Famous Dave's today for a chance to be a winner.
Be Alexis, Sanchez, and Flowers. There's a solid single. So a good way to start.
First ball fastball up and out of the strike zone. And Alexi just jumped on it. He does enjoy high fastballs, especially on the first pitch. Now Sucre wants it low and away, and Hernandez missed with it. And Alexi made him pay the price.
So here's Carlos Sanchez hit a line drive that Marte timed perfectly on his leap to make a nice catch. First and 30, Carlos. Curveball, good.
Long look down at Joe McEwing, see if perhaps something is going, but 0-1 is not the best count. Now you don't have to worry about it as that one goes to the screen.
Now you got a job to do, Carlos. That's his 6th wild pitch of the season.
That time Sucre had no chance whatsoever.
Don't care how you do it. You got to get him over. Seager at the cut of the grass at third. Montero in.
Carlos on the road since July 1st, 19 games, hitting .406. Scored 12 with 9 doubles and 26 hits.
Two and two.
Nobody has to tell Felix how important this run would be when you're going head to head with Chris Sale, who's throwing it real well tonight.
Well, big out.
Felix has about the hardest changeup you'll see, maybe the hardest changeup in baseball. 89, 90 miles an hour. He usually keeps it down. Torrey Hunter, in an interview after a ball game when he faced him, said, boy, he had a tremendous splitter. And he was told that it was not a splitter, it was his changeup, it just the bottom falls out of it.
Here is Tyler. There's a in the hole. They're going to go to third base. Can't get him. Good try by Marte.
Bad base running play, and it turns into goal because that ground ball is ahead of Alexi. You got to wait to see it go through. It is a base hit, but he got fortunate that the throw was off the mark.
Well, if he had checked the infielders, which I did not notice if he did or not, if he checked in, and he knew where he was and he saw where the ball was hit, it's not all bad. But as you can see, if he makes a decent throw right there, he gets it.
Throw pulls Seager well off the bag.
We got a break.
Back.
So here we go again. First and third, one out. Adam has singled and he has bounced out 3-1. Foul. pass downstairs. Nice and easy. Adam. That's back to the middle, and it's a 2-0 game. RBI number 33 for Eaton.
So the leadoff single by Ramirez comes home to roost as this one is out over the plate. Shot right back up the middle. No chance for anybody. And 3 hits in the inning. And now Chris Sale and our Sox have a 2-0 lead.
Don't stop now, boys. As here is Tyler. He singled, leading off last inning and scored. Not checking up. Seager, second. Can't get him to first. So 2 down. Well, Cano made an absolute beautiful effort to turn that one.
Hard to believe that he could actually get that throw off when jumping out of the way and have both feet off the ground. Slowly hit ball. Seager thinks there's a chance at least at 2. That shows you how strong the arm of Robinson Cano is, because he is completely in the air as he flips it to first base, and they almost get him. What an effort.
He and Beltre, Adrian Beltre, the 2 hardest throwers from underneath that I have ever seen. And accurate. So here's Abreu. He knocked in our first run last inning with a double. That was his 24th double and his 74th RBI. Do I know the count? Curveball. That one will buckle your knees.
He hasn't used this one all that often, but this is a good one.
They get him at second, but we pick up one. We're halfway home, leading 2-0. 2 runs on 7 hits. They have no runs on 1 hit. It was tainted, and a good chance it will get overruled once New York sees it. Trumbo popped up to Adam LaRoche.
Trumbo told me that as difficult as it is to hit it out in right center, even for the left-handers, left center is where the ball flies out over the 376 mark. They brought that in somewhat. It's still not easy. It's just a lot easier than it used to be.
1-1 to count. He's a big man, 6'4".
That time he got the very slow slider, and he had him out in front of him.
Hitters hate pitchers that change speeds when they're breaking. He gone. 7 strikeouts.
Follows 77 on a slider with 87 on a straight change. And again, well out in front.
Austin Jackson struck out swinging on a fastball. First of 3 here in the Great Pacific Northwest. Run out of room.
Fastballs tonight anywhere from 90 to 99. Slider from 76 to 83. And the changeup anywhere from 85 to 89 for Chris Sale.
To the count. There you go. Eight of them.
Absolutely impossible to guess along with Chris Sale, because not only does he have 3 plus major league pitches, but he throws all 3 of them at 3 different speeds each. So you're talking about 9 different varying speeds. It's impossible to guess.
Montero takes first pitch. 85. Wide, 1-2. Madison Bumgarner, another home run. It's 5 he's got.
Absolutely amazing. Watching him hit, you don't even look like you're watching a pitcher. Looks like you're watching a bona fide hitter.
He gone. That's 9. He goes right there, and we're into the 6th. Baines. So don't miss Inside Look. Harold Baines, presented by Cadillac. Premiering Wednesday at 8, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 2-0 good guys. Here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-7-0 for us. 0-1-0 for them.
Everybody's on Twitter these days.
Breaking ball strike to Cabrera, who is lined to center and had a sacrifice bunt. Out there. Outfield for the most part straight up and spread out. And the count 3-1. Dreaded leadoff walk.
Hey, Sox fans, all season long, you score with Papa John's Pizza. The day after the Sox score 5 or more runs, get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with a promo code SOX5. That's at all participating Papa John's locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Here's Avi. Avi 1 for 2. Let Hernandez freewheel that breaking stuff if you're a right-hand hitter, and you're going to be in deep trouble. He is one guy, he's a perfect guy to stand right on top of the plate if you're a right-handed hitter and make him tighten it up. You let him freewheel it and you're not going to do anything. Outfield slightly to the right. And the count 1-2.
One of the things he doesn't do very much is miss with that straight change. And if he does have occasion to miss with it, he usually misses with it down. So just the 1 walk with only 3 strikeouts, but 7 hits in 5+ innings.
Tomorrow evening, Carlos Rodon against Vidal Nuno. And that game will be over WGN tomorrow. And Sunday afternoon, Johnny Danks against Taijuan Walker. And that game back here on Comcast Sports. And then we come home. We come home, we'll have 3 with Boston and 4 with these Mariners.
The Red Sox, although it's been a disappointing year, are starting to really hit the baseball. Another 14 hits in the ball game today, and they defeated Kansas City 7-2.
Everything is contagious, either positive or negative. Lloyd McClendon, Rick Waits, and I were talking before the game about our 2 teams, how disappointing it has been for them, us, and all the fans of the Sox and the Mariners. and just how tough it is when you're going bad it is to win a Major League Baseball game. That one is yanked foul down past Joe McEwen. Well, I was watching our game yesterday and said I heard when you said when you're going bad that ball is just foul, like it was a couple of times for us in Anaheim, and if you're going good that ball is fair. That's just the nature of a great game of baseball. There you go. He's safe. Sucre taking a long time to get rid of that one.
What was that pitch, Blue? Sweet.
Melky gets a good break, and Melky doesn't run all that often. That throw is way off the bag. No chance to get him.
So a full count, Tobby.
This is the second stolen base of the year for Melky.
Felix looks too late. Base hit. I love the way, obviously, Il Garcia goes to first base each and every time he hits the ball. It is just a wonderful thing to see.
Well, Felix hasn't played against him a whole lot, and I think he forgot that he actually has great speed, because by the time he looked at second, there was no chance at all. And he doesn't matter if it's back to the pitcher or not. He just takes off and no play at first. Well, for a big man, he can really get down there.
That is where you youngsters out here have got to train yourselves to do. Every time you hit it, you go as hard as you can down that line. At the major league level, the way your players go down that line can define an organization. So here is LaRoche. He's going out deep to center, and he is struck out. If you see a ball club that just casually goes down there on ground balls, you'll see probably a ball club that does the whole thing all the way up and down their organization. Ball hit hard but foul. That statement by the Hall of Fame shortstop from Milwaukee, Robin Now, and center fielder. One of the greatest statements you'll ever hear a Hall of Famer make in his induction at Cooperstown. He's asking how he wanted to be remembered. He said, by the way I ran to first base. There's a strike, and the count 1-2. Let's put some more on the board right here, boys. He did not go.
The appeal to Lance Barksdale, and his curveball inside. Lance says, nope, you get another one.
Cabrera at second, Garcia at first. One out. Curveball.
Strikeout number 4. And that breaking ball, a dandy. It's out of the zone. There you see 1 called and 3 swinging for King Felix.
Here's Alexei. He led off last inning. First ball, fastball, sharp single in the center field. Came around to score. And a breaking ball for a strike. Pops him up. Austin Jackson. 2 down, and that'll bring up Sanchez. Carlos was lined hard to short and struck out. Backdoor him, any best.
Another good pitch down, but in the zone. Cespedes had another base hit. It was not a home run, so he is 5 for 5 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. It's an awfully nice week that he had that one game in Colorado. 28 hits combined, 22 runs between the Mets and the Rockies. That game's still in the bottom of the 8th.
There's a shot base hit. Thank you very much. There comes Melky. Avi is being waved around. The throw is to third base. They're going to get him. But 2 runs will cross the plate. And we lead it 4-0.
He's done everything right. That slider's been crisp. The changeup has been in the zone. He's been able to overpower these Mariners when he's had to. And all in all, it's been a spectacular performance to this point with 9 strikeouts. And he's got him looking and swinging, and he's thrown it up and down. And there's the matchup between the two starters. Chris Sale has just outpitched Felix Hernandez, who's given up the 4 runs on 9 hits. Chris with 1 gift hit. That coming first hitter of the game, Ketel Marte.
So here's number 10. Jesus Sucre, he walked. And there's a strike at the bottom. Breaking ball. 2-2. Pops him up into right field. Adam takes charge. 1 down. And here's Marte, the shortstop. He's 21 years old.
Danny Farquhar throwing into pen.
Del Marte. And the count 0-2. He go. That's number 10.
Wipes him out with a straight change, and the youngster just cannot check it up.
12th time this year with double-digit strikeouts. And here's Seager. He struck out his first trip, grounded to Sanchez, his second at bat.
Chris has got himself in a terrific rhythm, and Tyler Flowers is keeping him there as he's just getting it, looking in and throwing it.
Well, Tyler's been doing just an absolute beautiful job of just that. Getting our guys on a rhythm and keeping them there. First responsibility of a catcher, find his rhythm, get him in it, and keep him in it. That ball was a strike. Second responsibility, if you can make his second best pitch and out pitch, then you're going to have a pretty good performance. He gone. That is number 11. And we're into the 7th.
The Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Nancy Lucas. Yes. Nice. It's a nice little promotion.
And we've got Danny Farquhar coming in the game, on for the 29th time. He's 0-3. His ERA is way up there. There you look at the numbers. Right-handers have hit him much better than left-handers.
Right off the bat, without knowing, that would probably tell you he's been using his changeup. He's got a pretty good one.
He's had lots of arm problems during the course of his career. He threw actually overwhelmingly hard when he first started in this game. And then a lot of stints on the DL. But he's still hanging around the major leagues. So Felix goes 6. Gives up 4 runs on 9 hits. And just absolutely gets outpitched by Chris Sale.
He did that, and he also did us a favor with Sanchez, with Carlos. Carlos had a lot of trouble with that breaking ball, so he got 2 strikes on him, tried to sneak one by him, and he gets a 2-run double, a shot on the fastball. 2-0 the count. Seager makes the top. Tyler now 1 for 3. But our pitchers have just been absolutely nothing but praise for Tyler Flowers behind the plate, and also with Gio. They've been getting the job done. You combine it. $16 homers and 49 driven in between the two of them.
That's a lot of production, better than most teams.
Especially when they're both getting praises from the staff. Great Thurman Munson. Boy, he was great at that. Didn't make any difference if he took a foul tip off the shoulder. As couldn't get that one. He would get that ball back to that pitcher. Thurman Munson, of course, catcher for the New York Yankees. Pokes that one for a souvenir left side. Out there in right center if he can find it. A 55-footer. Two down.
Sox fans, first 25,000 fans at a Chicago White Sox home game from July 17th through August 26th will receive a Hubbard Inn game card good for 20% off a meal at Hubbard Inn, Barn & Company, and Juliet's. Purchase tickets today by visiting WhiteSox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Drops a hook on Saladino, who's 1 for 3, he led off the 4th with a base hit, and then scored on the double by Abreu. The ball appeared to be a sure double, and Austin Jackson came close to catching. We got to the ballpark today, and it did my heart good to see a club taking infield. You just don't see that much anymore. And the one area that is there's another solid base hit by Saladino. There's one area that's just not done enough. You do it in spring training, all of a sudden the season starts, and poof, it disappears.
Well, Lloyd McClendon insists on that. And first, they have the catchers, and they throw to them from very close. They all throw to second base. Then they work on cutoffs in the outfield. He hits the ball between them, and they throw to either the shortstop or second baseman, making a throw like Robinson Cano made tonight. And they do that consistently, and they're 4th in the league defensively, and I think because they keep on running through that.
That pitch inside. So it's good to see a club do that. But the one area that is not getting better, in fact, is getting worse, is you just don't see outfielders. You see them, they can catch it, and they can run it, but you don't see them throw it, as outfielders in the past did. That pitch has popped up. 7th inning stretch. 14-0 for us, 0-1-0 for them.
Chris Sale throws a fastball. He hits it to right field. Avi goes back, and the ball drops out of his glove. At that point, Hawk and I both thought that that was E9. Darren Hatter, the official scorekeeper, called it a double.
Well, in our minds, there's no question about it. I mean, it's not even an issue.
I would think if you ask Avi, he would probably tell you the same thing.
Yeah, it's not even an issue. It's an error.
Of course, as the official scorer in a situation like this, you are desperately rooting for another hit, as Chris Sale has given up just the one.
And there it is. Leadoff single by Cruz. They still should overturn it.
Now it's 2 hits. And actually the first clean hit, an inside-out swing by Nelson Cruz. And he takes it into right field.
Nelson, one of the guys in this league, I don't know about the National League, but he's one of the guys in this league can hit with short arms.
And there is an official scorekeeper breathing a tremendous sigh of relief.
Take another look at the swing by Cruz on the solid single to right. Look how those arms get short. Not a lot of guys can do that, but he's strong enough he can. And Cano rips that one. So back-to-back singles here, leading off the bottom of the 7th inning.
That ball hit awfully hard. And so now it's 2 on, nobody out.
And here's Gutierrez, who just missed one, leading off the 2nd inning. High towering pop up into left field. And then in the 4th, he grounded out to Sanchez. So some trouble a brewing for Chris. Takes first pitch strike. By Tyler.
He's thrown 73% strikes. And on first pitches, 17 of 23. That's one of the reasons why he is as effective as he is. Not only strikes, but good strikes.
Two and one to count. Trumbo on deck.
Chris could certainly use a ground ball here. And a lot of these Mariners tonight just reaching well out of the strike zone, trying to get that straight change. Chris has consistently stayed 3 or 4 inches off the outside corner as Fernando Rodney loosening in the pen.
He gone. He reached back, put a little giddy up on that one, and that's out number 1.
After changeups, he throws a fastball and gets rung up by Quinn Wolcott. That ball had just a piece of the zone.
That's number 12, if you're just tuning in. So Trumbo has popped up to first, and he struck out. He struck out on a good changeup. Slider misses. It's a 4-3 ball game.
For Trumbo, that's his 7th home run. He's now driven in 23. And he goes the opposite way. This ball is low and away. It's a changeup, and it's our fourth home run replay. And Trumbo just waited back and took it out. Combined, that's his 16th home run.
He knew it. That sound. And Trumbo is strong. Austin Jackson. He'll play twice and struck out twice.
Strikeout number 13, but now the game's a whole lot tighter.
Jesus Montero. He has been to the plate twice and punched out both times. That one's 96. Cubs beat the Braves 5-3. Not over Miller. Rondon his 22nd save.
Putnam and Duke loosening in the pen.
Chris Cogley is having a nice season for the Cubs. His 15th. He gone. Gas at 97.
His ERA is way up there at 5.19, on for the 54th time before he lost his job. He had 16 saves. There you look at some numbers, 16 of 22, but the control has just not been there.
Very unusual motion.
And last year he saved 48 games. A 2.85 ERA, appeared in 69 of them, but this has not been his year.
All right, let's get back to work. Cabrera, 0 for 1, a line drive to center. For an out, sacrifice bunt, a walk. And that started off that 2-run 6 for us. He takes ball 1. Outfield really spread out. One of the few pitchers you'll never see that very seldom, very little, just a little, lifts his front leg. And he's now 4 for 10. Off Rodney.
Ever dreamed of being a major league player? Well, this is your chance. The Los Angeles Dodgers and Chicago White Sox Fantasy Baseball Camp takes place January 18th through the 24th, 2016 at Camelback Ranch, Glendale, Arizona. To reserve your spot, email fantasycamp@camelbackranchbaseball.com or call 623-302-5078.
Here's Avi. Next first pitch strike, Avi. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. That's unique. 2 teams combining their fantasy camps.
Beautiful facility. They've got all kinds of room there.
Oh, all kinds of diamonds, room. It's just beautiful. I've never heard of that, though. It's the first time I've ever heard of 2 teams.
I don't think it's been done.
No, I don't think so either. They could play each other.
Yeah.
A lot of analgesic balm and liniment dose. That ball was a hard foul.
Well, the first couple of days you're feeling pretty good. By the third day, you're starting to feel like maybe this isn't the greatest idea. Although you're having fun, your body's not holding up all that well. By about the 4th day, it gets to be real tough.
There will be some lies told there.
But all the campers certainly remember the experience.
A whole bunch of yarns going to. That's foul back.
Rob Rasmussen throwing in the pen.
Once again, the 1-2 pitch is Rodney takes too much time.
Rodney used to get it up there 97 to 99 miles an hour with a very good straight change.
He had one of the best changeups in the league.
Yeah, that's what made him a closer and a good one for quite some time.
That's what made him a ton of money.
There you see the career marks at 236 saves with a very respectable ERA.
Just tuning in, 4-11-0 for us, 3-4-0 for them. There's a shot caught. That's a hang with him for Avi.
This ball is hit so hard that Melky doesn't even have a chance to get off the bag. He tries to get inside on a fastball, and Avi turns on a 95er. It's one of the things they've been trying to work with him on, and he was able to get the head of the bat out that time.
Well, he turned on it, hit it hard, and kept it fair.
Yeah. That was a good swing. That is a very positive note for Avi.
We talked earlier about guys. Some guys can't hit with short arms. Avi can. That's one reason he's going to be a good hitter. It'll take him a while to understand the dynamics of it. But once he does, whew, as strong as he is.
There'd be a whole lot of guys in this league that would absolutely kill for the total package that Avi possesses naturally. Because there's not much that he can't do, and it's just a question of getting it all out. He's still very young, getting a chance after missing most of last year.
That ball, get down. It will get by. So Melky now is being held at third base as they get it back in. So a double by Adam.
Looked like Nelson Cruz had a shot at that, but it was a sinking liner, and he couldn't come up with it. That's a straight change, and Adam gets it off the end of the bat, and Nelson just can't get to it. Picks up a substantial divot, and the stop and start cost Melky the opportunity to try to score.
Yeah, Joe was trying to wave him around. Meanwhile, here's Alexei, but getting back to Avi. Been with the White Sox 30 years, and of all the time I've been here, the only guy I've ever seen total package more talent than Avi Garcia was Bo Jackson, and he was injured with that hip. So the infield in. And there's that changeup. Now, does that mean it's going to come out? We'll have to wait and see.
But as they say, he's going to get every opportunity to show whatever he's got.
Comes back with a fastball at 94. Alexi's faced Fernando 12 times, and he has 3 hits. He just needs some contact here. We've blown a couple of opportunities already if you're just joining us, as there's a nice play by Supre.
Fernando tried to throw that one away. He's got 5 wild pitches. That was very close to being number 6.
Count moves to 3-1 with Sanchez on deck. That change up again.
Normally you swing at the motion, not the baseball, and that's what happens as this one dives out of the zone. And the count goes full.
When he was on top of his game, he had the power changeup. You could look for it, get it, and still not do anything with it. Payoff pitch, big pitch. And that's popped back, and that's going to be in the seats. Say fair. Dadgummit. Just foul.
Got that ball just off the end of the bat, and it wasn't foul by much, but Lance Barksdale on the call, and it did hook at the last instant.
Hit long way, but foul. Way out in front of the change. There's ball 4. That's a good at bat for
Lloyd McClendon's coming out, and I believe that's going to be it, as he's going to want to turn Sanchez around from the right side.
He's made the call to the pen, so Rodney gives up a couple of hits. The one out he recorded was a line shot off the bat of Avasio, so he departs, and we'll be back.
Live baseball. At bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay previews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. And we've got a new pitcher coming in the ball game. So our Honda call to the pen is Rob Rasmussen. 9 games between Toronto and Seattle. Recently recalled from AAA. He's 2-1 ERA. Well, it's otherworldly. 14.09. And he inherits the bases loaded with an opportunity for the Sox to put a little more daylight between themselves and these pesky Mariners.
So here's Carlos. He's 1 for 3, and it was a big one, a 2-run double. Oh, Felix back in the 6th inning.
Time now for the AT&T Uverse Multiview. Pretty good speed at first.
Outfield straight up, infield halfway. Fastball at 95, so he's got a pretty good arm. That's a big pitch. And it goes Carlos's way. 2 balls and a strike. And now here comes Robinson. A lot of good experience. And that guy right there, number 22. Robinson Cano.
Every aspect of his game, he's about as smooth as it gets.
It's just fun to watch.
Looks effortless.
Yeah, it is. It's just fun to watch. It's a great style. He's got as much style as any player you ever want to bring up. And the count now. 3-1. Don't help him out, Carlos.
If you would want to bet on a fastball here, you'd probably be right.
And that's ball 4. And here comes Melky to cross home plate.
3rd run driven in. This of a quiet variety by Carlos. And now it's a 2-run lead. And still Rasmussen in trouble.
Here is Tyler. Tyler's 1 for 3. Yeah, he takes ball 1. Now, there's only men really men that light him up right here, Tyler. Outside edge with the outside corner right at the knees.
David Rollins loosening in the pen, and what a different year it's been for this Mariner bullpen over what they were last year, which was pretty close to when he hit a ball.
Big pitch right here, the 1-1. There it was. That was the 1. Two and 2. is full. Where the bench jockeys when they need them. Payoff. And too close. Good job by Tyler. Quinn Walker has had a good zone tonight. Probably would have called that ball for it, but still Tyler did the right thing.
No, you can't take it. You can't leave it in the hands of the ump. Not that close.
Nope. Another pitch on the outside part. Five, 12-0 for us, 3-4-0 for them. If you're just tuning in, the Sale. It's gone 7 innings, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts.
Good battle by Tyler Flowers as he keeps looking away and he keeps fouling off pitches that otherwise would be called.
That one would have been.
Yep. Chris Sale had another terrific night.
That one's tough foul.
Can't take it. He's scary.
Adam Eaton on deck.
This is going to be at the very least a 10 pitch at bat. So Tyler is really battling.
Not really. One more, son. One more. You got it. You got to take it. You got to take it. One more.
And there's ball 4. It is 6-3. Yes.
That's the 30th run driven in by Tyler Flowers, and he earned that walk. Bud McClendon wasn't particularly happy with the call, but that pitch was out of the zone, and I'm sure when he takes a look at it, he'll realize that it was a good eye by Tyler. Those 2 runs charged to Rodney.
And Sachs still packed with socks. Adam is 2 for 4 with an RBI. And he takes ball 1. And it's Rasmussen's ball game. Nobody warming up. And Steve talked about it earlier if you're just tuning in. Last year, Mariners had the best bullpen in the American League. And boy, this year it is far from it.
And the same 7 that started the year ended the year. And that time, because Supre decided he wanted to fake the third base, he actually stole a strike from his pitcher because that was in the zone, but he was standing straight up and it blocked out Quinn Wolcott and he called it a ball.
The 2-0. That's at the bottom of the zone. 2-2 the count. Last year, that bullpen ERA for Seattle was 2.59. This year is 4.30.
That'll turn your whole season around and then some.
It has. Yeah. This is a battle of bullpens. That's simple. He knew it. 2 down. And here comes Saladino.
Adam took one right in the zone. Much doubt about that.
Tyler tonight 2 for 4 with a run scored. Have a good night. He will. He will. Here comes one. Here comes another one. And it's an 8-3 Sox lead. Tyler Saladino.
RBIs 10 and 11. That makes this one a whole lot more comfortable as Lloyd McClendon's going to come out. That's going to be it for Rasmussen. And he's going to have a few words for Quinn Wolcott, thinking that he squeezed his left-hander. So as he walks out, so will we, and we'll be back after these messages. And Quinn Wolcott said he can't argue balls and strikes, so I guess I'm going to toss you out of the game. And Lloyd got the heave-ho. So Rollins comes in the ball game. A completely different ball game than when this 8th inning started. Our Honda call to the pen is David Rollins. Doesn't have a record. Does have a 6.88 ERA. 25 hits in 17 innings. So he's going to try to get out of this nightmarish 8th.
And here's Abreu.
Trent Jewett now is going to take the reins as Lloyd will watch the rest of this from his office.
Or from the runway. Abreu, 1 for 4 with an RBI. He had a double. First pitch strike. That one at 93. 26. Way out in front. 0-2 the count. So 4 runs here. 8-13-0 for us. 3-4-0 for them in the first of this 3-game series. Damage is done. A crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Leading big.
It is Zach Duke. He's got a 5-run lead to protect. So Chris Sale went 7 and fanned 14, giving up the 3 runs on only 4 hits. There you look at the numbers for Zach Duke, on for the 54th time. ZRA below 3.5. And 6 outs to go. Trace Thompson takes over in left field, so Melky's night is done.
Jesus Sucre hits that ball into left center field. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Sucre was the only guy in his lineup that Chris Sale didn't strike out.
And here's Marte. He's 1 for 3. Takes first pitch strike. Sale struck out the side in the first. He struck out 1 in the second. 1 in the third. 1 in the fourth. 3 in the fifth. 2 in the sixth. And 3 in the seventh.
"14 innings over his last 2 starts, 29 strikeouts.
And there's a base hit on the breaking ball. Eight-3 Sox if you're just joining us. And it'll bring up Kyle Seager. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. That evens count at 1.
Kyle's got a brother who's one of the top prospects for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And in fact, when the Dodgers were looking at pitchers, trying to add somebody at the trade deadline, that's all everybody talked about was Seager.
Rack him up. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 9th, leading 8-3.
And here's our Miller moments, and it was a night of many strikeouts for Chris Sale. 14 overall, and he did it with the slider, and he did it with the straight change. He even did it with a few fastballs, especially those up in the zone. So the last 2 starts have been brilliant. 7 innings in each, a total of 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks total, 29 strikeouts. And he used 226 pitches to do it over 2 starts.
Trace Thompson will lead it off. He went in defensively in left field. Top half of this inning. First pitch strike. Oh, 2 the count. Tomorrow night, Carlos Rodon against Vidal Nuno. That game will be over WGN. That's out number 1. Then on Sunday, Johnny Danks against Taijuan Walker. That game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. So here's Avi. Avi 2 for 4 with a run scored. Talk about Avi being talent-wise, the real package of talent with the speed, with the arm, with the power. We had another guy that was close. And unfortunately, he did not get over the hump, and that was Brian Anderson. Brian could hit it just about as far as anybody, could run, could throw, was a terrific center fielder. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's off the corner. And the count 3-1. There's ball 4. Just joining us, 1 home run in the ball game, and that by Mark Trumbo, a 3-run shot in the 7th inning. Opposite field off Chris. Big hack. Adams 1 for 4, that big double. Last inning, he also scored. It's Adam, who was 2 for 4 last night with a 2-run homer. It'd be nice for the last month and a half to have him heat it up a little bit. Bit of a late call. They did have just the outside edge of the inside corner. Two down. So here's Alexei. Alexei 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. RBIs in the game for us. Adam Eaton 1, Saladino 2, Abreu 1, Flowers 1, and Carlos Sanchez with 3. Alexei takes ball 1. That big 2-run double back in the 6th. That has turned out to be probably the biggest hit of the ball game, and then he walked with the bases loaded. Cues that one off the end of the bat to even the count at 1. $29,579 in attendance. Check that. 35,000. That's their average. 29,579. Tonight, 35,770. As that's off the glove of Cano, so Ivy will make the turn, going to third.
Is back up the middle, and the short hop bounces off the heel of the glove and out into left center field.
So 35,770. They're expecting 30 plus tomorrow.
Weather the next couple of days is supposed to be spectacular, in the 80s. Doesn't happen all that often here.
Talking about Randy Adamek, long time Seattle Mariner man, great guy. He told me that this summer had been the most unusual. He's been here 37 years. Been the most unusual he has ever seen by far. There's Randy. Terrific guy. One and one to count. Out in front of that changeup. Swing at that one, just underneath it. It will. That's going to score. Ivy. Now, Alexei is being held at third. And it's a 9-3 Sox lead with Sanchez 4 RBIs.
Got a couple of doubles, a bases loaded walk, and if it was a closer game, there is no doubt that Alexei would have been able to score on this. It's not a close game, and there's no reason to take any chances, so Joe McEwing held him at third. And Carlos with a double from each side of the plate. And Rick Waits comes out to talk with Rollins.
That's 19 doubles now for Sanchez. Rick Waits, pitching coach, former good solid left-hander in the major leagues for a long time.
Left-hander, big curveball. Even walks like a southpaw.
Well, now we'll have that crooked left arm. In fact, that crooked left arm is why Sandy Koufax, the great Sandy Koufax, retired. He said if he had pitched one more year, it would really have been crooked. Tyler got a chance to pick up another RBI. He has one. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Ducks on the pond, 2 down. 9-15-0 for us, 3-5-0 for them. And that's a base hit. That boy, Tyler. That'll score a pair. And it is 11-3. So Mike Mazza and his crew, Mike Spadali and his crew, pick the click. Tyler Flowers.
3 runs batted in tonight. And this just a little icing on the cake.
Here's Adam. We haven't seen double-digit runs very often. It's nice to see it up on that board.
After Trumbo's ball left the ballpark, it was getting a little tense. Until 7 runs pushed across in the 8th and 9th.
That's in the left field. And that's caught. But another crooked number goes up on the board, a 3 spot. Go to the bottom of the ninth, leading by 8.
Of the night for the Mariners. Just coming in the 7th inning off the bat of Mark Trumbo. Takes a changeup away and hits it out of the ballpark. His 7th as a Mariner. And at the time it made it a very close game at 4-3. Sox, however, put it away in the 8th and 9th. And 3 outs to go. Gordon Beckham checks into third base, and if in fact the score holds up as Tyler Saladino shifts to shortstop, this is going to be the first time that our Sox have ever beaten Felix Hernandez at Safeco Field.
That'll run his career record against us to 4-6. That is high and deep. And that is number 37 for Nelson Cruz.
Give you an idea just how strong he is, because that ball was hit way up in the air. He didn't really get all of it, but it just kept on going. I think Adam thought he had a shot at this, and then it just disappeared over the wall. A Ford home run replay.
Got a beautiful finish to that swing. Keeps his hands in front of his chest. Not many, if any, guys can hit it further than Nelson Cruz. Here's Cano. Robinson 1 for 3 with a run scored. Carlos Rodon for us tomorrow night. Game over WGN. Johnny Danks on Sunday against Taiwan Walker. Game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet.
And it's back home for the Red Sox, a red-hot offensive team.
3 with them and 4 with these Mariners. Got him. 1 out.
The center fastball has his own, and Robinson just got outguessed.
is Gutierrez. He's 0 for 3. He just missed one back in the second inning leading off. Then he grounded to second and fourth and struck out in the seventh. Runs on 16 hits for us, all of which have stayed in the park. Four runs, 6 hits for them. Those were 6 hits. 4 of them stayed in the park. He gone. 2 down. Here's Trumbo. Big, strong man. 6'4", 220. 2-0 the count. One pitch. Beckham with the pick, the peg. This ball game is over. So the Sox run Chris Sale out. Our best against their best, Felix Hernandez. And Chris was just once again splendid.
He went out there and fanned 14 and was absolutely brilliant, giving up just a 3-run homer.